Demo is going to talk about some new ways that you can, just change some things in your piece using effects. So far we've kind of had stuff change in size and scale. We've had stuff move. We've had stuff manipulate with these dot dashes, and then control the stroke using trim paths. The next thing we're going to do is talk about some of the effects you can do. So what I want everyone to go ahead and do is create some shapes. So I'm gonna go and just use circles since I've already been using them. Just make sure you don't have anything selected so it doesn't put it on an existing layer. And then go ahead and give it a different color than what you had before. Let's see, this one white. All right, and so I'm just going to start with this. I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to shrink this up, and I might duplicate it as well. So once I kind of have this in, by the way, if you hold shift, you can still snap this over, and then zooming in, you can check if it actually is. It looks good. Okay, and then so I'm going to click on this one, just Command D to duplicate it up. So I'm just going to mess with the top one, and what we're going to do is we're going to go into Effects and Presets, and we're going to look up something called Venetian Blinds. So that's, if you type V, and it'll take you there. So this right here, Venetian Blinds, is what we want. I'm going to go into just the FX and just drop that on there. Okay, hopefully that's the one. Looks right. Okay. Right now you don't see anything, but what you're going to do is you're going to start kind of messing with the settings. So that one, you may have to use the regular transition, but try between these two. That one turned on my stopwatch automatically. I'm going to turn that off. And let's see. It may not be the one that I want. Let's see here. I'm going to undo that one. I'm going to use the other one. So I'm going to go, instead of using this one, I'm going to go with transition 32 here and try that one out. All right, let's see if that one works. Okay. And what you should see is when you bump this up, it should give you a preview. And it's not doing it right now, but there should be something there. I'm going to mess with my width on that as well. So I think right now it's just having troubles giving me a preview of it. But what you should be seeing are lines that are popping up on this thing. So let's see here. If I hit play, maybe it'll pop up. Oh, there we go. It was there. It was just because I had the other one on underneath. So I just turned off the eye on that bottom layer. But what you can see here is this this lined effect that it's giving the piece, and how you can kind of control it. So transition completion is kind of changing those lines right there, and then you can control your width, so you can have more or less. So this is keyframeable as well. So the nice thing, here's what I would do in this case. I wouldn't actually open up my layer. Instead, what I'm going to do is up top here, I'm going to keyframe. So put my plate at 0. All right, where do I want these things to be at the beginning? All right, I say, all right, it looks like that at the beginning, and then maybe by the time it gets to here, I want the transition to be bigger. I want the rotation to have changed, and I want my width to have gotten bigger. And let's see what that looks like. All right, so nice and simple. If you wanted that to last longer, you could go into drop down your arrow, go to Effects, Venetian Blinds, and then here's your keyframes. So now I can kind of pull them apart. Again, we could do the easy ease to this as well. Oops. Right click on it. Keyframe Assistant, easy ease. Let's see what that does to it. All right. So just a nice little simple kind of spin technique there. Now, the reason I had you do the other one, and I'm actually going to shift this one forward, is because we can do it and kind of double it up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go to this one now. Make sure I'm on my bottom one. I'm going to change the color. That was probably one of my issues. I probably should have made those two different colors. There we go. And it's pretty good. Okay, so when that pops up, it's going to spin. And then what I'm going to do is put on Venetian Blinds onto this thing as well, the bottom layer. And I'm actually going to go in and kind of turn on all my keyframes there, because I want to set a point at the beginning that this thing does just look how it is right now. And I'm going to go ahead and then, all right, maybe right then is kind of like the last time you're going to see that. In this case, I probably want to make manual keyframes. So I'm going to go into Venetian Blinds. I'm going to say, all right, also look like same way at those two spots. Then I want you to change. So between there and there, I'm going to have this thing change itself. I'm going to change the direction this is going, also my width. That direction might be a little bit too. And then that way I can get a little bit of a different kind of effect. So let's see what this looks like now. The original, boom, and then I have another one that kind of pops up. All right. And then, so now I have these Venetian blind effects on here. What I can do is go back and, add some other effects. So let's go close those up. I'll shift select these, and then I'll hit scale. Okay. I want scale on both these to be like, let's see. Like that. At the beginning, and then we'll say by the time it's here, what do I want these to do? I want this thing to be bigger. I think I'm just messing with the bottom one. That still looks kind of cool. I could have shift selected them. I just had the top one go. And there we go. All right, so just another little way that you can kind of change this thing. One thing you can do is kind of experiment and check out these different effects and presets. If I go in, I'm just going to make a new shape again. Just another sphere here. I'll shrink this guy up. Another one that's really good is wiggle. And what wiggle will allow you to do is go over to my effects and presets here, and then let's go wiggle, and we'll go position. All right, let's see if it did anything right off the bat. Kind of moves it a little bit. And you have these transformation things up here. So I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to do wiggle speed. Turn on my stopwatch, and I'll say, all right, there, it's going to be like that. By the time it gets to here, that speed's going to be way up. And then, so when that one plays now, it's going to shake quite a bit. All right, say we wanted to do something cool, just, multiplying this. All right, Command D it. All right, we'll offset it maybe a little bit. Well, actually, I'll leave it the same. Let's Command D it a couple times. And I'll just kind of reposition these in different spots here. Now these are all just working on the same, system really, but okay. And that's wheel. So there's a lot of other things you can do there as well. Like change all these different settings. But go ahead and mess around. Check out some of these other effects and presets. You can go in and kind of just search around, and see what else you can do in addition to keyframing, movement and rotation and that kind of stuff.